Hello, everyone, and welcome again to another Teacher Joseph podcast. Well, the coronation of King Charles is coming next week. Him and his consort, Camilla, are being crowned next Saturday, and then there's a public holiday on Monday. There's a very disturbing picture of Prince Charles on the BBC's website today. He looks more like Dracula than Prince Charles. These are new photos which were taken in the blue drawing room at Buckingham Palace. Well, apparently Hollywood actor Tom Cruise and also Joan Collins have been announced as some of the latest stars to feature in the Coronation concert on 7th of May. I never really understood why Joan Collins was actually famous. I know she's been in a few movies and things, but I don't know why we celebrate her. Anyway, these photos taken in the Blue Room at Buckingham Palace, they were taken apparently with them standing in blue outfits and then sitting separately on blue and gold chairs. Well, I suppose if that's the look that you're going for, isn't it strange how Camilla looks a lot like the dark-haired woman from ABBA, the musical group? Was she? No, she wasn't Agnetha. She was Anna-Frid, wasn't she? You remember ABBA, the band from Sweden from the 1970s and 80s. Bjorn, Benny, Agnetha, and Anna-Frid. Yeah, looking at Camilla here, it could be Anna-Frid, although Camilla's, of course, much older, I think, with grey hair. So yes, Tom Cruise is going to be at the Coronation concert next week, as well as Take That. Are they still a thing? Take That? I thought that was the boy band from the 1990s. Yeah, so Take That are performing. Katy Perry, I don't know who that is. Lionel Richie, as well as Andrea Bocelli and Bryn Terfel. Never heard of him either. Paloma Faith, Ollie Moores, Steve Winwood. Steve Winwood? What is this? A concert from the 1980s? Chinese pianist Lang Lang. Oh, speaking of Chinese people, let me tell you a story. So yesterday, I went to do one of my lessons, okay? And added the person to Skype, okay? And the person answered my call, and it was a 7-year-old Chinese girl. Now, I don't teach children, okay? I don't have many rules in my English lessons, but I really, really don't teach children. I mean, can you imagine me with a child? Gucci, gucci, goo, oh, lovely. Oh, no, I really don't have the patience for that. So you can imagine my surprise then when there was a 7-year-old sitting there. And so I said to her, is your mother or father there? And she said, no, they don't speak English. I said, okay, well, I don't teach children, so can you ask one of them, please, to come? And there was a moment of discomfort, and I could hear voices in the background. And then the mother said, what about a story? And my response was thinking in my mind, no, what about we just terminate the call and I refund the credits? Maybe that's a better idea. And then they quickly terminated the call. I mean, it's in my profile, I really don't teach kids. So when they kind of like present themselves, or if the parents present them to me in an English lesson, I really have to be quite strict to say no. I mean, there are many things in English classes I don't mind, but when it comes to children, oh no, no, I really don't have the patience for that. No, I can just imagine my computer surrounded by toys. Oh no, no, ooh, no, no. Anyway, yeah, this Chinese pianist Lang Lang is going to be at the Coronation, yeah, and other people, Tiwa Savage, DJ Pete Tong with his Ibiza Classics project. I wouldn't have thought the Royals would have been into that. And the teenage winner of the Piano TV Talent Show. Piano TV Talent Show. Really, it's no wonder that none of you have time to learn English if you're watching these kind of trashy TV shows. I won't be watching the Coronation, but I will be taking the day off. Okay, so Kate Phillips, the BBC director of Unscripted, whatever that is, said, against the stunning backdrop of Windsor Castle, it's going to be a jam-packed evening of memorable moments. Yeah, fading 80s actors and singers. As well as the new photos of the King and Camilla, a previously unreleased picture taken of Charles while he was a student has also been shared. Oh dear, he looks painfully thin in this one. 1967. Oh no, no, he's not smiling, of course, which doesn't help. He looks completely bored. And yeah, you need to have a look at this BBC site, I think. Charles was 18 when this picture was taken, which is when he was an undergraduate at Cambridge. Well, he wasn't going to be anything else, was he? I mean, for all royals, they have to go to Cambridge and Oxford and the best universities like St Andrews and Edinburgh, don't they? So he wasn't going to have any choices in that one. On Saturday, it was announced that the king would be anointed behind a private screen during his crowning. Oh yeah, that's a religious thing, isn't it? When they use some oils to put on your forehead. Yeah. So they're really getting ready for this coronation next Saturday. Well, anyway, it would be a nice thing to listen to if you're learning English. I'm getting a lot of feelings these days that many of you really don't have time to study, and you're forcing yourself into a very small, narrow kind of window of time. If that really is the case, I really would urge you to take a break, okay? Because I'm getting around 5 cancellations per week, sometimes more. And if you are cancelling lessons with me, you have to know that the next time you try to book lessons, don't be surprised if I refuse and say, well, sorry, but your cancellation rate is so high, I can't let you book anymore, at least for the next month or 2 months. That sounds like quite a serious threat, but it doesn't matter if you're paying me for these lessons or not. There's a lot of people waiting, and those are people that I can't teach if I'm finding people are cancelling at the last moment. So yeah, keep that in mind because it's very, very important. So you might think, well, there's no consequence. You know, I'm just missing a Skype English lesson, but there will be a consequence. If you've cancelled more than one or even twice, you might find yourself restricted. I'll tell you, well, yeah, I'll teach you again, but only once a month or once every 2 weeks. Or I might tell you, don't book lessons for the next 3 months. Come back if you don't find another teacher. So there are consequences. So just just to let you know about that, so you're not surprised if you try to book lessons and you get a refusal. The other thing is, I do understand you're all very busy, but if you're trying to push English between two business meetings or around studying something else, it never works. If there's any stress there in your life, in English is just pushed into part of that, then you really need to be reviewing your schedule of learning, the way you approach learning, the way you come to learning. That's very, very important. Ideally, when you go on holiday, you have that feeling of timelessness. Today I have nothing planned. I have breakfast. I'm going to have a walk around the museum. Then I can think about when I want to eat. You know the way we are when we're on holiday. That's what you're aiming for with English. You need to step out of time. You can't just push it into an hour between doing the housework and preparing for work. It needs something a little bit bigger. It needs an atmosphere where you can create freely without worrying about anything that's coming next. Just something to keep in mind. Well, anyway, that's it from me. So I hope you've enjoyed this. If you do have any questions about studying or freeing up time to study or your schedule, talk to me. I'll try and be as flexible as I can. But if I'm just going to be another commodity which can be wiped out of the calendar, the same way as a business meeting can, then there will be consequences for that, mainly about your English. And I really hope that you're able to move English up a little bit higher on the on the scale of priorities. That's it from me. See you soon. Bye.